This is the Greg Bedard Patriots Podcast with Nick Caddles.
Everybody, welcome into the Greg Bedard Patriots Podcast. It is New Year's Eve. Wanted to get this out to you guys. So let's get to it. I don't think this is going to be a pleasant podcast. So let me first say Happy New Year, Happy Holidays to you all. Hope you have a great New Year. And we'll see you on the flip side later in the week. But this episode is brought to you by PrizePicks, the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. PrizePicks, run your game. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time. And also, Nuto Home Services is my home comfort company. If you're looking for a team that puts you first, visit nuturnohome.com/Bedard. That's NOTTURNO home.com/Bedard for 10% off your next service. Could save you up to $1,000. Would really appreciate if you guys go on that website. Again, that's NOTTURNO home.com/Bedard. That will help me, the pod, BSJ out immensely. Okay, so I'm going to sort of set the stage here. So I don't know how many of you guys listened, but I was on Felger and Maz with Cerrone, Leroy, and Nick on Monday. Agreed to do it that day instead of my normal Tuesday because the Bruins and Celtics both played. Celtics are playing right now. Watched the Bruins lose earlier. So it was going to be messy as far as timing. I figured, the Patriots are playing Saturday. I'll get the film on Sunday. I normally get it the day after a game. I'll be primed and ready. That did not happen this week. I get my film from sort of a black market type thing where I really love it because I get all of the offensive plays in one file, all the defense, special teams in one file, and it's much easier for me to navigate. Did not get the film this week until I think Monday afternoon. And I tried to make do with the NFL product. I really hate it. It's I don't get a big enough screen, and my keyboard shortcuts don't really work. Like it's a tough process. And so I watched as much as I could to get prepared for the radio. But of course, for you guys, for BSJ, I wanted to make sure that I did my normal deep dive on the film before coming to any grand conclusions. And also another thing, I don't usually like to watch the film and then pod or go on Felger and Maz because I have, especially if the film's bad, I have a tendency to be grumpy and take it out on the Patriots and everybody else. But I had to do it in this case, and so this is going to be pretty rough. So, with that said, after watching the film against the Chargers, how do I say this? I'm done with this team for this year. I mean, I'm still going to do my work. I'm going to still be at the game on Sunday. But as far as taking anything positive out of this year, that's not happening. What we saw on Saturday against the Chargers was an absolutely pathetic professional football product. In fact, it was not a professional football product. It was about as bad as you get. I just don't think the Patriots are. They're no longer a professional football outfit to me. What has transpired this season started off great with the Bengals. It's had its moments at times, including the Buffalo game. Just last week, I do think that was a lot of the Bills just not going through a gauntlet and playing a team that they knew was pathetic, and they just sort of went through the motions, especially Josh Allen, and sort of sleptwalk to open the game. Patriots took advantage. That's good for them. But to go from that to what they put on the field, the home field in front of the home fans on Saturday against a Chargers team that's, they're good. They're going to go to the playoffs probably. That might do some damage, but they're certainly not a great football team. But for what the Patriots, for them to put what they did on that field was flat out embarrassing. And they were entitled to get booed off the field. Mayo was entitled to hear "Fire Mayo" chants. It was that bad. So as far as what I mean about the team and what they put out there, I do not blame the players. And also, this wasn't just about talent. 40-7 is a combination of one team being better than the other. And I don't think the Chargers have great talent. They have some, Derwin James, Justin Herbert's really good, but, Drake May has the ability to play up to him. I don't think their receivers or tight ends are any good. I don't think J.K. Dobbins just coming back. He didn't skip a beat. I don't think he's that great. They don't run the ball well. I don't think the offensive line is that great, especially the three interior spots. The tackles are good. Slater and Joe Alt. Alt's still a rookie. I don't think he's great yet. Slater's a good tackle, certainly good and solid. I don't think he's exceptional or anything like that, not yet. But you get a 40-7 result because you combine one team being better than the other, and then mostly one coaching staff being completely outcoached by the other one. And that's where I start. I don't put any of this on the players. In fact, I feel sorry for the players. They took the field against the Chargers wholly unprepared for this game. I'm sure they studied film. I'm sure they practiced. I heard something about they, because of the short week and, God forbid they don't come in on and work on Christmas, even though they have to play on Saturday. They were not prepared properly by these coaches for this game. This coaching staff is just completely overmatched, and it's not just the coordinator. It starts with the head coach. The way your team plays is a reflection of you as a head coach. And what I saw on the field from the Patriots was an outfit that basically half-assed this game coming into it. They weren't prepared for anything that the Chargers were going to do. They didn't anticipate what the Chargers might do. The Chargers did whatever they wanted to. It was the difference between one coaching staff that doesn't know what the hell they're doing and is completely overmatched and overwhelmed against a professional, experienced coaching staff that gets their team ready to play. They knew what kind of pressure looks would give the Patriots issues, and it did all day. They understood how to manipulate the Patriots in the secondary into scheming people open, and there were people open all day long, not only on the touchdowns to, McConkey and others, but, Justin Herbert missed some open guys. There were guys open all day long. The Patriots didn't do anything, didn't even come close to doing anything that gave the Chargers any sort of problems. And conversely, the Chargers presented problems all the time for the Patriots, and they had no clue. There were still communication problems all over the place. It looked like a JV football team against a great varsity football team. It was completely pathetic. Everyone associated with the Patriots and with that game should be embarrassed by what they put out there. And quite frankly, I don't want to see anything like this. And I do think there have been reports about Mayo and, that he was safe. I think it was from Ian Rappaport saying, unless there's something calamitous. What happened on Sunday? And, before the game, the Antonio Gibson thing, Ramondre Stevenson thing, post game, You got guys like Keon White and Demario Douglas talking about the things need to change. This is off of 1 year with this coaching staff. And you combine that with the on-field product. And to me, this was calamitous. I wasn't really sure until I dove into the film, but that was as bad a football product as I've ever seen. It looked like something out of the Dolphins with Cam Cameron when he went 1-15 and got fired. It was completely pathetic. It was embarrassing. And to me, it should put Jerod Mayo squarely on the possible cutting block. But we will discuss that in a second as soon as I tell you about PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the place to get in real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks. I love sitting down for a game, making my selections really quickly. I like to concentrate on one game and pick a couple of players from each side. It makes those Thursday night games, standalone Saturday games, much more fun. You got to check it out. It's playoff time and it's now or never. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with PrizePicks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. PrizePicks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on PrizePicks. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. Let's talk about Mayo at this point. I still think, as of today, as of New Year's Eve, I do think he's more probable than not to be back as coach next year. I would put the percentages now at about 65%. I thought he had it locked up after the Buffalo game, but what they put out there, if the Crafts know what they're looking at, if they're listening to the right people, if they're asking questions of the right people, that should cause you concern. I mean, to put up that type of performance at home near the end of the season, to me, it shows that there has been no progress. They are regressing, actually. It's getting worse. I don't know. I don't see any path forward to making it better next year. I think they have to entertain the nuclear option, blowing it all up. Perhaps they retain Elliott Wolf, who I do think is one of the few people in his spot who was actually prepared and ready for this. I know he did not have a good offseason. I think he would even tell you that. But that does that mean he should be done? I mean, possibly. Look, I've said this from the beginning. I said this when Belichick was on the way out, before we knew about the ridiculous succession contract language that Mayo had. I would interview all the best head coaching and GM candidates, whoever is the best person, whoever impresses you the most, whoever has the best credentials, whoever has the best plan, whether it's a head coach or a GM, you go with them, you back them. And then that person hires the other one to make sure that you have alignment. Look, let's just say they fire Mayo, say they end up on Mike Vrabel. If Vrabel wants to keep Elliott Wolf, he can keep Elliott Wolf. I do think that the trio of Elliott Wolf, Alonzo Highsmith, and Pat Stewart, they are experienced. They're good at what they do. They've been around. They had a bad offseason. There's no doubt about that. I still think the draft will look better down the line. I don't think that Polk is as bad as he's shown. I think a lot of it is the coaching at the wide receiver position. But I think that the Crafts have to really entertain ending this after 1 year. And here's the thing about that. I think, and maybe I'm wrong, I'm curious what you guys think, but I think that if Kraft prolongs this, if he's just said, oh, it was too early, we put him in a bad position, we're going to go another year, I think he's going to do the risk of doing much more damage to this franchise and his legacy are much greater than if he fires Mayo after one season. And I made this point before. The San Francisco 49ers are the San Francisco 49ers. Nobody really cares that they had 2 one-and-dones and Tom Sula and Chip Kelly. Nobody cares. They had the legacy before. They got Kyle Shanahan. You can think whatever you want of him, but that's a pretty good program. And I think they've been to 2 Super Bowls during his tenure. He was a guy who his first year closed strongly. I think they won 5 or 6 games to finish the year. But I think if you're Kraft and you're being pragmatic about this and you're being a businessman, what you have to put the risk reward. How much are you risking your legacy and the damage to this franchise, let alone Drake May, if on a hunch, your gut, you say, well, we're going to do it. We're going to bring everybody back. We're going to do it for a second season. If that doesn't work, you're screwed for a very long time, unless you get the right guy. Who knows who's going to be the head coach? I mean, I'm glad they got Drake May this year. I'm glad they didn't trade down and say, oh, we'll figure out the quarterback position, because there aren't really any quarterbacks in this draft. They got the guy, and as long as you get the guy, that's the most important thing. And head coach is probably even more important. Kraft has always talked about you need the coach and the quarterback. I think we all know they got the quarterback. How sure are you that Mayo's the coach? What are you basing that on? He certainly doesn't have the experience. And so I think that if he's being honest and he's not just being overly sentimental and his mind's not clouded by age or what have you, that if he looked at this, he has to come away and say, this is not the path forward. The chances of it getting better next year, appreciably better, are not very good. And so you're going to be looking for a head coach next year. Ben Johnson and Mike Vrabel are probably going to be gone this year. Who are the next guys up? Are you sure they're going to be better? Are you going to sure you have viable candidates? I look at it you have to look at it just like the Patriots did with picking the quarterback or not trading down. They looked at it and they say, May's the guy. We don't know. Say we do trade down. What's our path to a quarterback the next year? Very murky. I think the head coach is the same way. You have to look at it. If we make a move right now, and let's just say it's Mike Vrabel, who I think the world of, and I think he's going to be a great head coach, especially even better the second time around. And especially if he gets a quarterback. What are the chances for this franchise with Jerod Mayo or Mike Vrabel? Who gives you the best chance to be better next year, to be a viable NFL product? Again, not what we saw on the field on Saturday. That was freaking pathetic and should be an embarrassment. And it should put Mayo on the chopping block legitimately. That's how bad it was. That he's responsible for that. That was a disgusting display of professional football, and the kind that gets coaches fired. I don't even care what happens against the Bills, but this is how they have to look at it. And they're smart business people. I think. I mean, at least that's their reputation. But I don't know how they could look at that on Saturday and say that this is going in the right direction, that Mayo has done anything good. I don't think that he has. I don't think there's an argument to be made other than all I hear about is, well, you don't want to be one of these teams that fires everybody after 1 year. I mean, nobody really cares. Like I said, with the 49ers, nobody cares. Nobody brings it up. The 49ers are still a great franchise, and they're a perennial contender almost every other year. But, the Eagles have fired people. Fired Andy Reid, fired Doug Peterson. They're still a perennial contender with Nick Sirianni and how they do things with Howie Roseman. That's what they need to get to Does anybody really think that if they retain Jerod Mayo, that these guys are going to be a lot better next year? I don't think so. But we'll have to see what happens. Speaking of the game on Sunday, if you want to be there to voice your opinion, Game Time is a great place for you guys to go. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. I love the all-in pricing. Toggling this feature shows the total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. Seat views, get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. I was just looking. I think you can get in the upper deck all in for about $60 on Game Time. Lower bowl, $105 all in, so you can voice your displeasure, or however you want to voice your support of Jerod Mayo. Get down there and do it. If you want change, it would certainly be a good opportunity to let ownership know how you feel about what's going on with the team. Download the Game Time app today, create an account, use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time. A couple things on the game. I really don't want to spend too much time on it. I hated watching that film. It was like I said, it was embarrassing. It was not a professional football product. The defense was completely no contest. You compare the Patriots defense to the Chargers defense. The Chargers knew exactly how to attack the Patriots protections, what gave them problems. It looks to me like in this offense with Alex Van Pelt, and this would be an indictment on Alex Van Pelt, and I don't know if it's a first year thing with Drake May or what, but teams now know that he doesn't have answers to certain looks and pressure, and that gets them into trouble constantly. Every week now I have, multiple pressures that are assigned to the team because the other team just beats your protection. And, that's a flaw. And I don't think most of the time in the West Coast offense, you just got to run the play. You might have, you have a check with me, you can kill it or whatever. Doesn't look like May has had that very much in recent weeks, especially on Saturday. But the defense had no idea how to attack the Chargers protections, what gave them trouble. It was like a 7-on-7 game, 7-on-7 from training camp. It was absolutely pathetic. Guys running wild. Justin Herbert could do whatever he wanted to. I thought he was wearing one of those red jerseys, for crying out loud, that they couldn't touch him for a lot of the game. It just, I don't even know what to say about it. It's just flat out embarrassing. Like I said, offensively, they had no chance. The Chargers, unlike the Patriots, took things away that they wanted to do. Sometimes they doubled people. God forbid the Patriots double Ladd McConkey, or even, I don't know, delay him off the line. The offensive line had their issues. Some of it was physical. Some of it, I think, was just the Chargers out scheming the Patriots, which now pretty much happens on the regular. One thing I did want to mention, Cole Strange debuted at center. I thought he was okay. I had him in the game. So I did put that sack, the early snap sack. I put that on Cole Strange, could put it on the team. That's where it was originally. I thought I watched it more. He obviously screwed up. He had a tough time in the run game. It was reminiscent of some of the stuff that we saw when he was at guard. He could not execute reach blocks, and that's an issue in this scheme. Look, it was his first time out. I'm not going to indict him. I would say there was more good. His pass blocking was pretty good. I will say that. I thought there was more good than bad for Cole Strange at center, but certainly I haven't seen anything that says, oh, well, he's definitely a center going forward. I think it's good that he has that ability. I think that you play him at both spots come the training camp and see what happens and see what you have on the line. We will get into some more likes and dislikes as soon as I tell you about my guys And Nuto, when it comes to keeping my home comfortable this winter, there's nothing more important than having a reliable team to handle things like heating, cooling, and plumbing. That's why I'm so glad I work with Nuto Home Services. These guys are local. They are family-owned and family-focused and have been servicing the greater Boston area for 15 years. My heating system was going out. I was trying to hold on to when they were coming to installation. Didn't have heat upstairs. It was like 53 degrees one morning. They came for a site visit. I asked the guy, can you check this out? See what's going on with the heat? Kids are freezing upstairs. Said absolutely. Recognized that I had a faulty valve. Guess what? These guys replaced it free of cost just to get me to installation day, because that's who they are. They care. They're not gonna leave you out like that, because they treat you like family. They really do. They were also on time, professional, and made the entire process stress-free. I couldn't have asked for a better experience. Nuto isn't just about heating. They are my go-to for plumbing, cooling, and even water and air quality solutions. They've got the expertise to handle whatever your home needs. Here's the best part. You can get 10% off your next service with Nuto. That could save you up to $1,000 on your next project. $1,000. Just visit nuturnohome.com/Bedard. That's NOTTURNO home.com/Bedard. For all details and conditions. Take advantage now before the end of the year. These deals won't last forever. Trust me, having a team like Nuto Home Services in your corner makes all the difference. Whether you need a quick repair or major installation, they'll get the job done right. Check them out today. I trust Nuto Home Services. You should too. Do me a favor. Go to the website. Check it out. If you need something done, have them out for a free estimate. Let them know that I called you. It would help us out in a big way. Okay, so what did I want to look at? I want to look at my game charts for the game. Defensively, Anthony Jennings, big rebound for him. He was terrible the week before. Still like Jeremiah Farms. I think he's doing some good stuff. Anybody else? No. Offensively, Antonio Gibson, mostly for his work late in the game. Demario Douglas. I thought Owenu and Vidarian Lowe were pretty good in this game. As far as negatives, Ngakoue, who just got released for that personal foul penalty before halftime. That was beyond dumb. Christian Ellis, not good. Sion Taki, not good. Jonathan Jones, this was one of his poor showings. I don't know. He's a little bit on the older side. It's late in the season. I didn't think he'd had that much trouble with McConkey. I guess I was wrong. Marte Mapu, not great. Kyle Duggar, I had him involved with, I think, 4 touchdowns in this game. Just brutal. Offensively, not a great day for Drake May. Graded out negatively for me. Jacoby Brissett, that one pass was just not good. Jalen Polk had a drop. Not a great day for Hunter Henry. And Layden Robinson and DeMontre Jacobs were my 2 lowest rated offensive linemen. So, but as you can tell, I'm not enthused about what I saw. And I have lost faith in the administration of the New England Patriots. They have some serious questions to ask themselves, and they better be serious about it, because if they get this wrong, I think there's going to be hell to pay, not only for this franchise, but among the fan base. You guys, they need to get it right. And I think the answer is clear. I don't think they do. But they better be careful, because this could do irreversible damage to this franchise for years to come. So, sorry to end on a down note, but you guys know me. I give it to you straight. I don't sugarcoat it. But have a happy new year. See you on the flip side, and let's finish out this season. One more game to go, and then we can talk about what's going to happen next, how they're going to get this team back, whatever path they go forward with, and we'll go from there. All right. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you later.